morning, gamers. Good morning, friends. Welcome to the stream. It has been a hefty minute, hasn't it? Oh man, but guys, can you tell that I'm finally starting to feel better? Oh my goodness, I've been sick since literally November. I don't know why the universe just decided to take me out for the entire month of December, but I'm finally getting through it. Oh, I'm so happy. Life is pain, essentially, but it's not gonna be pain forever. But guys, okay, so I've been recording some my side videos, right? And I haven't recorded part 2 yet. Why haven't I recorded part 2 yet? And you might be wondering, because here I am yesterday, I'm feeling very motivated. I hop on the game and I'm like, yes, let's get it. Why is everything hecking Christmas themed? There's Christmas everything. It ruins the vibe, it ruins the ambiance, and you can't turn it off. And like, I understand. And the developer wanted to do something cute and sort of like cutesy for the holidays to drag people back kicking and screaming to the game. But I want to be able to turn it off. That way I can record my video, guys. So my side is essentially going to be a bit delayed. So instead, I have picked a couple other games to fill that gap void with a little bit. And they're kind of weird, kind of out there, not probably what y'all are expecting from me, but hey, they're going to be posted for members today and then everyone else tomorrow. Yay! I've given up on having a set day. I remember it said on my little thing on my channel, it was like new videos every Sunday. Yeah, no, new videos whenever Alice Lexa feels like posting them, quite frankly, because Alice Lexa is a busy bee. I have a lot of stuff to do with my life, guys. Yay! But I read 3 books this week. And let us discuss. I have prepared some tea for today as well for the occasion. I was going to make a PowerPoint presentation. That way you guys had some visuals to go along with my storytelling and thoughts. But instead, I decided my time would be better off spent playing Fortnite. So I did that instead. Yay! But I have prepared some tea for the occasion. I just made myself 1 cup today. Usually I'll make a pot, but I was really feeling a latte today. So the tea of today is a salted caramel oat milk latte. Oh, it would really be good with like some cold foam or some caramel drizzle, but I don't have either of those. Oh, I know they sell the cold foam in like the cans at Walmart, but I didn't care for that. I tried it. I forgot what brand. I think it might have been International Delight. One of the main ones are like Coffee Mate. But it was so sweet. And usually I love sweet things. But it was so incredibly sweet that it just made it bad. Because I already drink my tea and coffee super duper sweet anyways. So it just clashed with this. So I didn't really care for it. And I see people make their own with like a milk frother. And I did actually acquire a milk frother. But. It's still in the box, and I don't really drink milk, so I'm not quite sure how that would work, honestly. But yay, it's still yummy. It's still yummy despite it all. I got this super cute Christmas mug from Starbucks because I went in there and everything was on clearance, guys. So I got 2 different cups, in fact. One is a mug and one is a cold cup that I'm never gonna use. Yeah, it's gonna sit on my shelf, abandoned and neglected forever. How exciting is that? Oh, I've been busy. I have been hecking busy. And this week was a week of personal growth and new hobby discovery for Alice Lexa. Oh my goodness, guys. Hello, welcome. I have acquired a turntable for records, and through that I have acquired a different turntable for records that costed me $300, but it's okay because I put it on a PayPal payment plan, so it's like it's only $80, right? Why are they so expensive? But guys, I have discovered the world of vinyl records, and I'm so happy. Yay! And this is the hobby that I have been needing in my life. I got Conan Gray Kid Crow. I got the one from Target, but it sucks so bad, so I ordered a different one online because the Target one just skips. So I'm going to be really sad and disappointed if I do get this new turntable and it fixes the skipping issues. But I did see people online say, even if you have a really sucky turntable or a really good turntable, this specific like version of it does skip. So it's good to have insurance, plus I had points, so it was basically free. Yay! And then I also have Chappell Roan, The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess. Oh, that one came with 2 records in one package. It was $30. Why is this so expensive? But, it's something to fill the void as in taking a break from buying books, It really is, it really is. I'm learning about all sorts of things like preamps and speakers, which I also had to order, otherwise it apparently doesn't make sound. The one I have right now is a Crossley that my brother gave me. So don't laugh. I know it's a bit sad, but hey. I don't like the pretentious people online that are like, oh, if you use one of those, it's literally gonna destroy your records, pain and doom and gloom. It won't. It won't. It's not gonna damage your records. It's just gonna have some quality issues. And that's okay. That's okay. But for me personally, I want to listen to my Conan Gray album in high definition 4K volume HD. I don't know. I'm not one of those, what do they call themselves, like audiophiles? I'm not one of those people. I don't care that much beyond a certain point. I think my AirPods are like the peak of hecking audio quality, so I'm really not picky. And that's why, it was so hard trying to find stuff to buy, because some of these people literally want it to be the most high-quality, crisp noise that the human ear is capable of listening to, and I'm just not quite that into it, but I'm still so excited, guys. Yay! Oh, I opened up my... my brother got me the Identity V Truth and Interference blind box set for Christmas. Yay! And guess what I got, guys? I got the special figurine. I'm so happy. It's so cute, but I'm a little disappointed because she replaced Naiad, and I was kind of excited to get Naiad, but at least she didn't replace like Joseph, because then I would be really sad. But no. So I got the special one, guys. I'm so excited. But those figurines have absolutely no business. Every single one comes with 2 different faceplates. That way you can change their expression. Never in my life will I want to change their expression, because putting these figurines together is a test of like human willpower. I still haven't finished putting them all together, and it's been like a singular week now, since Christmas practically, and they're just the experience of putting them together is so awful. It's so incredibly horrifying that I just can't bring myself to do it. They are so incredibly hard to put together. Every single one will make you work up a hecking sweat to put it together, and then by the time it's done, you just don't ever want to look at the hecking unput together ones again. So I still have, I think, 3 or 4 sitting in their box. I did open them all just to see if I'd got the special, and I did, but I haven't put them together yet because it's miserable. It's an awful experience, but the figures are so cute. They just had no business being assembly required figures, because I'm never going to be able to get them apart again to put the other face on. So it seems pointless. And I was a little disappointed because on the special figure, which was Bloody Queen, her earrings were broken on both faces. So I ended up, the earrings are sitting on my desk. I'm looking at them right now. They're right next to me. But I'm going to have to super glue them back together. Oh, very sad. I feel like for such a special figurine, she shouldn't have had that issue. She really shouldn't have. But it's fine. Life is pain. Anyways, guys, I read some really, really hecking good books this week, guys. I'm back in it. These past couple of weeks, whenever I do like my chatting about books stream, which by the way, guys, you might hate me for this, but I think for the next couple weeks, I'm starting school again. I'm sorry. So I might take a little bit of a step back from live streaming and pull it back to 1 to 2 live streams a week, because I am really, really starting to enjoy recording these videos. So I'm going to start doing that more a bit, and then do a bit less of like the gaming live streams and do more chatting live streams. But that's just a theory in my mind. We'll see if I end up liking it or not, because also I want to play Identity V live, but so we can do like an Identity V and then like a chatting one, because I want more time to like do schoolwork and read books. Yay! But yes, okay, I read some really hecking fantastic books this week. I've been reading bad books. So every week when we gather here, it has just been, I hate this, I hate that, life is pain, I hate everything, just nothing but hatred and sorrow in my heart for these past couple book live streams. But I'm back in it, guys. So the first book I read is 18 plus. Very 18 plus. So if you're under 18, I'm not going to say anything appropriate about it, but I recommend you do not read it. You do not read it because it is not appropriate for all ages. It's called Horns for Hell. Now, this is book 1.5, in between Angels Before Man and Angels and Man, and it is hecking good. I'm not going to say it's fantastic because it really isn't fantastic. Like, by all means, it's not the best book ever written. I do think that sometimes the author just writes things because they think that it sounds really flowery and cool and deep, and that really, really shows in this book. In the first book, it kind of made sense with the plot, and it never really felt out of place. In this one, it did feel a little out of place because it would just be like these deep, random quotes. So it was almost like they were writing to be quoted in some parts, and it really showed that. Like, it's shown through. You could see it for what it was. It didn't really blend in very well, but it is still such a significant step up from Angels and Man that I just have to give it such a good rating because it really is a good book. Now, in Angels Before Man, quick spoilers. If you've read the Bible, you're not going to be spoiled, but Lucifer gets kicked out of heaven and he falls to earth and becomes the devil. Wow. So then the second book, Angels and Man, everything has already been developed. The angels go back to Earth to try and save the people. That's the second book is about the flood, right? Like what's his name? The Ark dude. Is his name Noah? Maybe it's Noah. That guy. It's about that. So that's the second book. And this book is technically the third, but it's also book 1.5. It was just the third one written. Is in between, immediately after the fall to Earth. It's about Asmodeus and I don't know how to say his name, Rosier, something like that. And they're in love and they're developing a relationship, and then he's learning how to be a demon and how to like let go of being an angel, and it's just so cute. It's really short. It's only like 100 some pages, and it's a good read. So if you were put off a little bit by Angels and Man like I was, definitely it's worth going back to the series. Any books I recommend? Off the top of my head, I don't know. It's so hard to find books to recommend, guys. I suppose I should pull up my Goodreads. That way I can sort of see my thoughts on these as I'm talking about it, instead of just going completely from memory. But it was pretty good. It was a significantly better book than the previous one. And then, let me see. Oh, hello guys, you guys, welcome. We'll just talk about the ones I read this week, then we'll get into recommendations, okay? The second one I read after, I think I rated Horns for Hell, I gave 5 stars just because it's such an incredible step up from Angels and Man that it gave me faith in this series again, because I really lost a lot of it after Angels and Man. But this one is just really hecking good. I love the way that he wrote the characters. I love how much you get to like see their inner thoughts and stuff, and the way their relationship developed. I just loved everything about it. Fantastic, beautiful. What I didn't love is that I couldn't read it at work, because I'm not the type of person where I can read on my phone and have it be like 18 plus content and just sit in my hecking work break room and read that, because I know that no one knows what I'm reading, but it still feels wrong. So that one I had to read at home. And then I read This Is How You Lose the Time War. Now, this one is a bit controversial. It has some mixed reviews, but me personally, I didn't hate it. Now, when I first started it, I did kind of not care for it because it has this issue where it's a very short novella. It's so short. It's just a little tiny baby book. So they don't really have a lot of time to do any world building. And this leads to, hold on, let me get a sippy sip. I have a cream soda Dr. Pepper to go with my salted caramel latte. And just because I feel like the fizziness of the Dr. Pepper really helps cut the heaviness of the latte, you know? So it helps keep it balanced. But anyways, I digress. It starts off and it's really hecking confusing. They say things. They say a lot of things. And they never give you any context. So the book is basically about these two girls, and they're on the opposite ends of some sort of war doing something. And their whole thing is that they're like falling in love through these letters. Everything outside of the letters that they're writing to each other is pretty much completely nonsensical. They're just writing to show that they do have a life outside the letters and that they're doing something. But literally none of it hecking makes sense. They never give any context. They never do anything. But just from being able to like understand the letters and their relationship with each other, it's such a cutesy book. I did give it 4 stars just because it's nonsense. Like some of the stuff they're just writing to write. It's just words on a page to fill the page. Like the complete utter lack of any sort of context could work in a book that was a bit more fleshed out and a bit longer so that the reader could actually start to understand what's happening and what's going on. But this one is too short. There's no context for anything. You slightly get a grasp of what's happening towards the end, and then it ends. But I thought the ending was very cutesy. That's why I gave it 4 stars instead of like 3 stars, is because the ending, I'm not gonna spoil it, but it was so hecking cute. It was so hecking cute. But yeah, I'm definitely being a bit generous with my star rating because of how cute and how hecking happy it is. But it's also nonsense. So it's okay, but I can definitely see why some people hecking hated it. And then the other one, I haven't finished it yet. I'm about halfway through, so no spoilers. I kind of have a general idea of the ending, but I haven't gotten there yet, so... But it's called Maurice by E.M. Forster, and the general premise of this book, let me grab it, that way I can read you guys the back actually, since I can't really explain the whole thing because I haven't finished it yet. But, it follows the life of Maurice Hall. When he's 14, you go through public school, college, he starts working, and it was written in 1913, in 1914, and it's about how he is gay and homosexual, and it's about, basically, he's discovering how if you leave religion, you don't, like, have to follow the religion, and you can live a happy life and still be a good person, while also not following, like, everyone's conventional beliefs. I feel like it's a very good book, incredibly progressive for its time, because they don't say a negative word, at least so far, about gay people, and it was written in 1913, and the author is so ridiculously, like, respectful and just normal about it. You would think that this is a completely modern book by the way that they handle being gay. And it's just, it's such a good book, guys. It's so cute. This one is not, it was written in 1913, so it's not going to be inappropriate. It is pretty so far. I mean, it might have, like, a crazy scene towards the end, but I highly doubt it. It's very, you can read this in public. And it's just such a cute little romance story. I will say, I did see online that it does have a happy ending, which is, again, quite significant for a book of its time, isn't it? So I'm really enjoying that. Hopefully I'll finish it in the next coming days. That way next week we can talk about it in its entirety. But so far, it's got a 5-star rating for me, 10 out of 10. Recommend to everyone. It's really hecking good. It's so good. Oh my goodness. After reading so many books that I just never wanted to pick back up, this is a breath of fresh air. Let me tell you that. Oh, hello group. Welcome to the stream. So I highly recommend it. Definitely check it out if you are interested in, like, cutesy romance books, because that's really all it is. It doesn't have... So far, I'm about halfway through, but there's not that strong, like, sort of situation where they're oppressed and they're learning to live with it and blah, blah, blah. There's not really a huge amount of conflict based around sexuality in that book. It's more like an inner conflict that he resolves pretty quickly. So, very good. Definitely recommend it. It's a very hecking good book. So far, I hope I don't end up hating it, but at this point, I can't see how I would. Definitely a classic, definitely one that everyone should hecking read. It's so beyond good. But as we were saying, here's some recommendations from my Goodreads that I've read. Oh, we can do recommendations from 2024. I did get back into reading. You're not that late. Welcome, though. Welcome. I did get back into reading in 2024, so pretty much every book I've read this far. is a 2024 recommendation. Beyond like Horns for Hell, and then Hecking, This Is How You Lose Time More, and Maurice. Those are all 2025 because I've been putting the hecking work in this past week. But anyways, so one that I really liked, I'll just go straight through. This is like the order almost that I've read them in, is The Vampire Lestat. Now, Interview with the Vampire, did not like. It's okay, but it's hecking boring. It builds the world, not much else. But, The Vampire Lestat, the second book in the series after Interview with the Vampire, is significantly better. It is such a joy to read. Oh my goodness. Now, this one is really long. It's really long. It's so long, in fact. So that was one of the ones that if I get a really long book, I can't handle it sometimes. So what I'll do is I'll buy it on the Kindle and read it on my phone. That way I can't see how much of the book I still have left, which will discourage me. So that's what I did to read that one, because it is such a long book, but it's pretty good. It is way better than Interview with the Vampire. So if you read Interview with the Vampire and you were disappointed and you just wanted to quit forever, don't read the second one and then make your decision. Now, I haven't read anything beyond that, so I don't know if the quality is going to go up and down and up and down, but I don't think it will. Maybe. I don't know. I'm a little distrustful, but hopeful. A book that you obviously know I don't recommend, like I've talked about it beyond enough times, but it is on here, so might as well mention it, is You've Reached Sam. Garbage. Worst book ever written. I don't understand how this book has a following. These people are hecking. I'm so sorry if you like it. I'm being dramatic. I don't actually believe every single thing that I say. These people are hecking delusional, and maybe they should read a different book, because then they can see just how significantly awful that book is. I'm very sorry, Dustin. He seems like such a nice person. He really does. He's so active on TikTok. He seems so happy and nice, but hey, your book is bad. But that's okay, because maybe the next one, part of me wants to read, there's a second book called When Haru Was Here. I honestly think it's generally the same premise, but part of me wants to read it just to see if there's any improvement, because you can't always judge an author by the first book that they write and publish, because obviously it's not going to be as good as some of the other ones. I did read all of the Heartstopper novellas. They were all pretty good. I didn't hate them. They were really good. They were cute. I was put off by the writing style when I tried to read them quite a while ago. So they've just been sitting on the shelf, but I wanted to just get through them because I'm trying to read every book on my shelf before I go out and buy more books. So that was part of it, and they were actually really cute. If you can get past the slightly cringe writing style, they're really cute. A cycling manga? I didn't even know there was a cycling manga. The Uncensored Picture of Dorian Gray, really good. I give it 4 out of 5 stars, specifically because there was a really long sequence where he was just talking about every single little hobby that he picked up and quit over the years, and it was unnecessarily long and boring. So I'm a hater, and I took off a star for that. But the Uncensored Picture of Dorian Gray is the one I read. I have not read the original published version, because I googled it and it said you're fine just reading one or the other. So I read the uncensored one. It's pretty good. It's really hecking good. I really liked it. A Place for Vanishing. I've never heard of that one. I'll have to look it up. It's really good. I feel like 4 stars was kind of where I fell for the most of this year, because the next one after that, the longest book I read in 2024, my friends, was The Odyssey. Now, I read the highly controversial Emily Wilson translation, but I like the Emily Wilson translation, and I still am of the belief that it is the best one, because what she does is she doesn't use the technically controversial flowery language. Now, an issue that people have with hers is that she's very blunt, very straight to the point. She doesn't really say anything like super fanciful. You know, she's just pretty. She writes just normally without adding a bunch of exciting text to it. But this is more true to the original that was written in ancient Greek, and the ones that had that over-the-top, like descriptive flowery language were actually quite controversial when they were released because of such use of extra language. But now people want to go and do the opposite. So I'm an Emily Wilson defender. I will defend her until the day I die. I have her translation of the Iliad as well. I have not read it yet, but I'm going to, and then I will probably defend that one as well. But if you're looking to read the Odyssey and you're not someone who is a whole hecking scholar and a half, and you want to just like analyze every single thing, and you just want to read it like you would read any other book, get the Emily Wilson translation and ignore the people on Twitter. Oh, that's what my brother always tells me. He tells me that I spend too much time looking at people who read things on Twitter and who write angry posts when they're all children. So I shouldn't listen to them. And guys, I hate Twitter drama. Oh my goodness. But yes, I read that. I gave it 4 stars just because it was really long. I'm a hater. And also, it was boring at some parts, but it's okay. It's okay. It's a pretty good book. I mean, it's not one that I would really ever go back and reread, but I don't really reread books anyways. But it's a pretty good book. Like, I enjoyed it just as a book. Journey to the West. I don't know what that is. I have no idea. My book knowledge is mostly just like BL with a couple other things sprinkled in. So, such as, we go to my next example. My next example of a book that I did not particularly care for in 2024. See, this is what I mean. I had so many books that I hated this year. Dracula, the original. It sucked. It was garbage. I understand. Back in the day, it was probably really hecking good. But in a modern world, reading it is not fun. It is not a fun experience. It's a rather dreadful one. It's so hecking boring. The beginning where what was his name? Jonathan, probably, where he's stuck in the castle with Dracula. That part's hecking good. That's why I gave it 3 stars, because that part is hecking good. The book should have ended there. We did not need 20 billion more pages of, oh no, blood transfusion. Oh, I go to sleep. Oh, I've got the garlic around my neck. Oh no, guess what, guys? Something went wrong. Blood transfusion again. Oh, time to sleep again. Everything's safe, but guys, something went wrong. Oh no, blood transfusion again. Guys, I'm over it. Just die already. I'm sick of the blood transfusions. And then she does die in the end. So it's almost 200 hecking pages of her going to sleep. Something goes wrong. Dracula breaks in again. She needs a blood transfusion. Oh no, we're gonna stop it this time for sure. She goes to sleep. Something goes wrong. Dracula breaks in again. Blood transfusion again. Guys, I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm so hecking over it. I'm rooting for Dracula at this point because I just don't care. I just don't care. We don't need something to go wrong for hecking 4 or 5 nights so that every hecking man can give this woman a blood transfusion just for her to die in the end. Like, that was unnecessary. It was so beyond unnecessary. So, really hecking boring, basically. Outside of like the first little bit and maybe the last bit where they're going to the castle, but even that's not very exciting. Hecking boring. Hecking boring. And then we go back to one that I liked from 2024. Half a Stephen King book? What happened to the other half? Even though I knew the end, I generously gave this 5 stars, even though the writing is a bit cringe. It's a bit cringe. I'm judgmental of writing styles, and this is one that I am judgmental of. You didn't finish it? You didn't like it? Which one was it? I've never read a Stephen King book. Mr. Mercedes? What does that mean? That's not the book title, is it? Surely not. Huh? But I give this one a very generous 5 stars. I paid $5 for it. It was pretty good. If that's the title, I'm gonna have to look that one up. Mr. Mercedes. Oh, it's a trilogy. Oh, ew. Sorry, sir. I'm sorry I said you out your face. I don't know. It's got 4 stars. Was it scary or was it bad? Oh. 4 stars, but the actual reviews themselves seem a bit unhappy. Revival. I feel like I've heard of that. It seems like the people who actually took the time to write out reviews for Mr. Mercedes didn't care for it. Didn't care for it. So, maybe you made the right choice by not finishing it. But I gave, even though I knew the end, 5 stars. Because it was really heckin' cute. It was so heckin' cutesy, but the writing is cringe. The writing is cringe. And it almost feels like fan fiction scenarios in parts of it. But it's cute. It's a really cute book. Highly recommend. Mr. Man, though. Mr. Man. Who is it? Alexis Hall, right? Yes, Alexis Hall. Hecking... he left a review about how... He left a really, really long review. And... I don't think it was entirely nice. I'm not reading all that, but I don't like Alexis Hall. I don't like how he pops up on every single, like, gay or lesbian book, and he leaves a review on it. Like, who are you? His book sucked. But we'll get to that. Because it's on this list. What We Harvest? Like Resident Evil? Oh, I like Resident Evil. I played some of them. A couple of them. But not all of them. I played the one with Leon and the girl. And then I played the one with the girl and the dude. And then I played the first person one. I played a couple of them. I think the one with Leon or the first person one were probably my favorites. Hello, Kenna. Welcome to the stream. Another 10 out of 10 recommendation that I have for you guys. Now, it's not entirely 18 plus, but I will say that it's very mild. It's very mild. It's not explicit except for the epilogue where it gets a bit more explicit. But for the main meat of the book, it's not super explicit. Like, it says what they're doing, but it doesn't describe it in depth. So it's called A Dowry of Blood. It's to the point where I would feel comfortable recommending it to someone in person. Usually I would never recommend a book that's like, you can tell why it was written sort of situation. Like, stuff like that I would never recommend. But this one I would recommend to people in real life. It's called A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. It is so hecking fantastic. It's so beautiful. It's about Dracula's wives and like how he finds this girl and then they marry and he turns her or whatever, but he's not a good person because he's hacking Dracula. So then they pick up like this other girl and then this dude and they're like living life together and it's just, I'm not going to spoil it, but it is so beyond good. It is so ridiculously good. So if you're into vampire books, if you're into like a little bit of creepy gothic aesthetic without being too over the top, it's not like a horror by any means. It is in the horror section if you go to like Barnes & Noble, but it's not scary. The only thing that is scary is that it is a very, very realistic portrayal of like abusive relationships. So I can see how some people would be uncomfortable with it because it is really, really, really well written. I really, really enjoyed it. So if you're interested in like that, it's a very good vampire book. If you're looking for more vampire books, A Dowry of Blood is it. It's hecking good. It's hecking good. It says #1, but I don't think it's a series. Honestly, if it were a series, I don't think it would be good. Oh, it has a 1.5 book called An Encore of Roses. I didn't know that. Oh, wait, but this says it's an epilogue short story in Alexi's POV. Is that... Maybe that's what's in the back of the book, because it says that it's like... has all of these inappropriate content trigger warnings that kind of line up with what it was. Hold on, I'm curious now. Let me see. Ugh. 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 Okay, guys. Let me take a peek. Acknowledgements, blah, blah, blah. Okay, there's chapters. Oh, it is! So it's included. It's included in the book. I was gonna say, that sounds familiar. Yes, that's the part that I was telling you guys about. That's like not entirely appropriate. That's like the only part that's like, dang, that's pretty hecking explicit. But compared to the rest of it, it's pretty good. Oh, hello, Lilac. Welcome to the stream. How do I leave it a star? I'll give it a 3-star just because the book I gave 5 stars, but the end, it was just kind of jarring. Like, it was just a bit jarring. Dang, 17 months! That's forever! Jeez, thank you for your support. Thank you. That's like since I became a person with monetization. Jeez. Thank you, Percy Jackson. A long time ago. I want to read the new one, but I haven't had the chance to go out and buy it yet. Have you read it? Oh, sorry. I'm walking back over to my bookshelf to put this one back. Oh. Oh no, it doesn't want to fit on the shelf. Hold on. Ah. Wah. Wah. Okay, guys, I did it. Have you read the new one? The one with Nico and the other dude? I want to read that one. But I read Percy Jackson. I read Heroes of Olympus. I didn't read the Egypt one. That's about where I stopped. Because at that point, I think I read the first book in that one, but at that point, I was just trying to move on a little bit with my life. So I took a break from Percy Jackson. And whenever I'm reading a book series and it's really, really long, I do prefer to read series back to back. But there's a certain point where I just need a break. So I just never went back. Okay, guys, we already talked about Interview with the Vampire. I recommend it just to get the context for the Vampire Lestat. But if you watch the show, you're probably going to be disappointed because the show just took it to a whole other level. Insane. Good Omens, hated it. I don't know how it has 4.26 stars on Goodreads because it's nonsense. It's completely nonsensical. It's boring. And the show was really good for Good Omens. I did really like it. I'm number 4. Oh, I've never heard of that one. Dang, you guys are giving me so many books to look up. I did not care for Good Omens at all, in the slightest. I gave it 2 stars because Aziraphale and Crowley were in it, and I like them, but they were barely in it. If you watch the show, pretty much every line spoken in the show is word for word what the book says. But with how it bounces around and stuff in the show, it doesn't really work. It almost feels like the book was written after the show. But I know that's not true. But that's the vibes it gives because of just how confusing and pointless it all is. It's just bizarre. You can barely... Olive Garden. Yay, yummy. Did you get breadsticks? Yummy, yummy. Olive Garden sold my mom a bottle of berry sangria syrup so that she can make sangrias at home, but I put it in Sprite because I don't drink. So I put it in Sprite and it tastes really good. Yay, Olive Garden. They sell you anything. Jeez. But yes, Good Omens. Don't recommend. Hated it. Don't care for it. Angels and Man. We talked about this a little bit earlier. I gave it 4 stars just because I hecking loved Angels Before Man. The Firm? Oh. Nice tea place. You gotta make tea at home. And dang, an air fryer. I love my air fryer. I make french fries in it. It's so convenient. I make french fries and then also my vegan nuggets are so good in it. They're so hecking good in it. I love those vegan nuggets. The Impossible brand, I get the animal-shaped ones because they're a bit more whimsy. Oh man, those are hecking yummy in the air fryer. But we talked about Angels and Man. I would recommend it just because I have high hopes for the 3rd book. And the ending, the whole book was just a bit boring, but the ending literally tore my hecking heart out and destroyed it. Oh, it was devastating. Oh my goodness gracious. So the ending is so beyond emotional in Angels and Man that I would recommend just reading the whole book just to get to the ending. But Angels Before Man is an experience on another level. I saw it, the whole thing, the whole way I read it was I finished reading my book on my Kindle, and it was $1 on the Kindle store. So I thought the cover was interesting, and I was like, might as well. And this book hecking changed my life. I went in completely blind. I had no idea what it was like, what it was about. And at first I was a little confused because they do this thing where pretty much the prologue in every book is just kind of nonsense. Like, it's just kind of random, like setting you up for almost the style that the book is going to be written in. But this book is so hecking disgusting and disturbing. So definitely 18 plus, just based on like gore, graphicness. I usually am like, oh, it's a book, it's not that bad for like gore factor or anything like that. But no, this one is 18 plus for violence, I would say, not for the other typical version of events that would make it 18 plus. It is that violent. It's hecking disgusting. Reading it made my tummy hurt, but it changed my life. It is such a fantastic book. If you're looking for like a retelling of the fall of Lucifer, this is the best one that will likely ever be written. It is so beyond good. If you have not read it, go read it as long as you are of age. Please. It is not a book for children in the slightest sense. But it literally is the best book ever hecking written. And I will stand by that. I love YA books, honestly. I read so many of them. City of Bone, I keep seeing that one pop up, but I've never actually read it. I'm still sort of in that stage of my life where I don't care about YA books. I read anything. Like, it's cute to have. I feel like YA books are always a bit safer, you know? Because you know they're not going to be inappropriate to read in public. They're a lot safer to read. They're a lot more chill. And I just feel like some of them are just better. They're just better. I definitely don't have anything against YA books. I still quite enjoy them. Bringing us to the next series that I quite enjoyed, which actually is a YA series, but I feel like it does toe the line a little bit. It does toe the line, and knowing the other series written by this author, I can see why, and I somewhat suspect that maybe the third book isn't gonna be quite so YA. It might be moved around in the bookstore, but I don't know. Some YA books go a little bit far. This is Dark Rise and Dark Air. First book, hecking boring at the beginning. Oh my goodness gracious. It was really hecking boring at the beginning, but I persevered. I did persevere because I wanted to read it. I wanted this to be a book that I have read. So I got through it, but towards the end, it gets so hecking good. And then the second book, Dark Air, life-changing. Not life-changing in the same sense that like Angels Before Man is, but it's just a really good book. It's a really enjoyable book. It almost gives me like the same vibes that I got reading books like Percy Jackson, or even I did read Harry Potter, I'm sorry. It was a long time ago, and it was okay. I was never like a Harry Potter kid. I was never a huge fan, but you feel like a connection to the characters and you like to watch them go on little adventures and stuff, right? Dark Air kind of gives those same vibes. And Dark Rise is a lot of world building and boringness. Dark Air is really hecking good, and it sets it up just in a good way. I'm so excited for the third one. And then, now that we've gotten through some that I would recommend, we're back to ones I wouldn't. Husband material. I hate you, Alexis Hall. You are my number one op. I don't like you. You bring me nothing but pain and agony. I will be reading Glitter World sometime this year. Is that what it's called? I don't even know. I think so. I do own it. I did buy it. It just stared me down from the romance section of the bookstore. So I thought, why not give Alexis Hall another chance? But after hecking husband material, this one's going to have to be significantly amazing for me to give Alexis Hall any sort of more chances, because husband material, guys, I am notorious for hating this book. I do nothing but talk about how much I hate this book because it is that bad of a book. It's just so beyond bad. It is one of the worst books I've ever read. It is literally on par with You've Reached Sam on how bad it is. So I hated it. Yay. It's the worst. But you know what I didn't hate? See, I read a lot of good books in 2024. I read a lot of good books, right? It's in the kids section. Oh, that's rude. Percy Jackson needs to be respected. But I want to read the new one. I'll look for it next time I go. You've got it in my head now. Jeez, you're planting seeds in my brain. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it and read it and report back to you guys soon. But maybe not soon, because I'm still doing the thing where I'm trying to read all of the books that I already own. And which is scary, because I'm looking at some of the books and I'm kind of like, why did I buy this? It doesn't look very good. I mean, I do blind buy some books just because sometimes it's good to read a bad book because it gives you something to hate. It gives you an enemy. And that's a good thing to have sometimes. So I'm not that against reading bad books because it gives me something to talk about. I can say this book is really bad. And then it makes the better books so much better. So I'm not the type, oh, hello, Wonton Soup, welcome to the stream. So I'm not completely against reading a bad book, but I'm seeing some of these books that I just blind bought popping up on Twitter now, and people are laughing about how atrocious they are, and I'm like, oh, so I don't really want to read those anymore, but I'm still going to. That way we can see. But Song of Achilles is one that I picked up blind pretty much. I didn't really know what it was about. I just picked it up because I had seen it on TikTok. I heard it was really good. It's really hecking good. It is so good. Everything that people say about this book is true. If you haven't read it, read it. If you like Percy Jackson, you'll like it. If you liked the Odyssey, you'll like it. If you like the Iliad, you'll like it. It's a really good book. It's just beyond good. It's emotional. I had never read the Iliad or the Odyssey. I read this one first. So I didn't know what was going to happen. I went in, basically, I know it's like a classic legend at this point and everyone kind of knows what happened, but I was one of the people that didn't. So the ending literally tore me to pieces. I kind of suspected it. I suspected what was going to happen, but when it did actually happen, it destroyed me a little bit. So if you don't know what happens at the end of the Iliad, pick up Song of Achilles first and read that. And then don't read like the Odyssey or anything else. Don't read anything from that line of work. Start off with the Song of Achilles, because I do feel like Madeline Miller, she did it best. She really did do it best. And it's amazing. It's fantastic. It's so hecking good. Oh my goodness. So it's very romantic too. I'm big on romance books, so I don't really read a lot of books if they don't have romance in them. So if you're worried about something like that, this is a very romantic book. Let's see. Oh, a lot of Heartstopper. I rated all of the Heartstopper ones individually on my Goodreads, so they're all kind of just like thrown in there. I will say, I'm not going to elaborate very much, but don't cancel me. But if you're looking for a good trilogy and you're over the age of 18 and you like BL, Captive Prince. I'm sorry. I know people get mad about it on Twitter, but they're just hecking good. They're so good. They're so beyond good. These men live in my brain. They're my hecking computer desktop background. I just love them. I will say the first book, very heavily explicit. The second and third books, not so much. And they're just really good. That's literally the best romantic relationship development I've ever read in any book in my life. Literally, I love them so much. That's the only book that I still think about to this day. Like the other ones, I'm like, wow, I love this book. I can move on. This one, I'm reading the 5 fan fictions that people have written about it. Because it's 10 years old, so it doesn't really have a strong community. But man, oh man, there's some really hecking good books. If you can get past the first one. Because the first one is the controversial one. The second and third are not so controversial. They're just really good. Okay, and then, I've only got 2 left besides Heartstopper, but Heartstopper, fantastic. Everyone loves it. It's cutesy. It's fine. I don't know anyone who could look me in the eyes and say, oh, I didn't like it, because it's just good. It's just really good. It's really good. It's really cute. I guess go study and eat. That's so important. Everyone loves Heartstopper. Boyfriend material. I actually liked. I gave it 5 stars. I thought that they had good character development. I liked the relationship. Yes, the writing was really cringe. They used the quirky humor a bit too much for my liking. I don't care for the quirky humor, in my opinion, but it is kind of still a YA book, so you get what you pay for with it, I guess, in a way, because like you're signing up to read a pretty much YA book. It's gonna be a little quirky, a little goofy, but it's still pretty good. In the first book, guys, the first book that I read on my Kindle when I got it, that got me back into reading, Red, White, and Royal Blue. Of course, how could I not? How could I not? Of course I had to read it because it's like, it's the classic. It really is. The movie was weird just because Uma Thurman as the mom was giving off really hecking weird vibes, and I didn't care for her performance in the movie. It kind of threw the whole thing out of whack. But the movie was pretty okay. The book was really good, guys. It did suffer a little bit from the quirkiness in the same way that some of these other books did. But if you're looking to get into reading, I feel like it's a pretty easy read. My New Year is going so well so far. Yay! I hope you guys are having an equally amazing New Year. So I feel like it's a really good book if you want to get into reading. I just know that if I had picked up a book like This Is How You Lose a Time War or something like that and read that as my first book since like basically 7 years ago when I was still in hecking high school, like in the middle of high school, I would not pick up reading as a hobby. And just because I feel like I'm usually the type of person who's like, not really into saying, oh, shows or manga or stuff like that is entry level. But with books, I almost feel like there are more entry level books in the sense that you need to learn to enjoy reading before you can read the more difficult ones. Like if someone doesn't really enjoy reading, or they just don't know that they enjoy reading yet, and you give them hecking something simple like Red, White, and Royal Blue, or even A Dowry of Blood was pretty simple. Song of Achilles is pretty good. Stuff like that versus like This Is How You Lose the Time War, or like The Odyssey, since that one is very controversial these days. Even something more like The Uncensored Picture of Dorian Gray or Dracula, they're not gonna like reading because their first books back into reading have been bad. So usually whenever someone tells me that they want to read, like get more into reading, I tell them, even though I knew the end because it's very short, it's very simple, it's straight to the point, it describes and explains everything. I tell them Dowry of Blood because it describes everything really well. You don't have to do a lot of thinking when you're reading it. It's very straight to the point. I do say Dark Rise and Dark Air, but I give them sort of a little disclaimer that the first one is a bit boring. But hey, if they can get through it, they can get through it, and it's really hecking good. But I feel like a lot of the time people who are just getting to reading try and read like hecking ACOTAR, which ACOTAR is really good if you like ACOTAR. But if you don't like ACOTAR, and you've got this 800-page book in your hands, you're just gonna quit forever. So, don't recommend. I've never actually read those books. I don't really care to, because I'm over here complaining about how The Vampire Lestat was too long. And I just don't think that I can read 800 pages of a straight romance. It's just not for me. It's not something that I'm interested in. I can't read. How long is You've Reached Sam? How long is it? It's 200. I can't even read 300 pages of a straight romance. And I do think that some of my lack of enjoyment for You've Reached Sam is because it was a straight romance. I'm sorry. Cancel me. It is what it is, okay? But it also just wasn't very good. I just feel like I do give a lot more leniency to LGBT romances. I really do. But that's just because I discriminate or something. So that's every single book I've read in 2024. Yay! Now I have a list. I do have a list for some ones that I want to read in 2025. Here they are. First one is Maurice. We're already starting it. It's hecking fantastic. It's so good. Oh my goodness. I saw one of those posts on Twitter. See, I try to cut out social media, but then it just comes in clutch like this. And there was a meme, like a sort of trend situation. Yeah, sometimes you just do have to be a hater, where people would say book recommendations, and then they would own pretty much every version of one book, and they would lay them all out, and they would say my book recommendations for like this month or whatever, but it would all just be the same book. And someone posted that with Maurice, actually. So all of the comments were like, this is such a good book. I had never heard of it. So I was like, I'm going to pick it up, and it's pretty short. It's not very long, which means I'm probably going to read it sooner rather than putting it off. And guys, life-changing. It's so good. It's so beyond good. I love it so much, but I do have a couple more in line. Some of them are actually long books too, so it's not just a bunch of super short books, but sometimes you just gotta take a break from the long books. You really do. So I also have Circe by Madeline Miller, because she wrote Song of Achilles, and I think that this one is also LGBT, but I don't know. I just wanted to support the author because her other book was hecking good. And you know, I can make an exception for like Odysseus and Penelope and stuff. So I also got this one called, let me go grab it, guys. Ugh. My bookshelf is right next to my desk, but it's still a little bit of a walk. I just want to read you the back of this one because I thought it was about one thing, but then there was another book that seemed like it was pretty much the same thing, but it was by the same author. So now I have no idea. Let's see. Okay, yes, this one is actually, it's like, sort of like the Odyssey, right? But it's about Penelope. I don't think it's about the Odyssey. I think it's like just Penelope's life leading up to the Odyssey, because there's another one that, basically, that said it was like the Odyssey, but I don't know. It's about Penelope. Ooh. I love Penelope and Odysseus. They are my favorite straight couple. They are one of the only ones in literature that I can properly accept and enjoy reading about because they're just so cute. But so yeah, this one is like, it's just Penelope's point of view of things, sort of. It's called Ithaca by Claire North. Very big book. Very looking forward to reading it. Yay! So I have this one. This one is definitely going to be read this year. Hopefully all of these will be read this year, but this one is going to be one of the first ones. But, Circe is a little bit lower on the list. Next up, honestly, I think this is going to be the next one I read. It's a hardcover. ASMR. I don't really read hardcover books, but they only had hardcover. It's called Sword Crossed by Freya Marsk, from the author of A Marvelous Light. I do own A Marvelous Light. I haven't read it, but I do own it. Now this one is about, I've mentioned it before. It's about sort of like this dude, this businessman, and he needs to hire a swordsman for his arranged marriage, but they fall in love. I think it's sort of like medievally, but not super medievally. I don't know, the cover, they're wearing some like old-fashioned clothes, and they've got these old-fashioned swords, but the description makes it seem not super old-fashioned, so we'll see. I mean, arranged marriage is kind of old-fashioned, very old-fashioned, but it says fantasy. It's fantasy, it's supposed to be, but it looks so good. I just don't care for hardcover. This one does have sprayed edges too. They're just red. They're pretty plain, but I'm so excited to read this one. So this is next, but also, hold on. I have a couple more that are like on my tier list of being extremely excited to read versus why did I buy this? Might as well get through it. Here we go. Ugh. The Nightmare Before Christmas is one that I'm very excited for. I think it's explicit, but I don't know. I think it's going to be good. I'll report back to you guys once I start reading it. But yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas, I went through a lot to get that book because the only copy they had was hecking destroyed. It was beat up, so I put it on hold, but they never actually called me back about the hold. I did manage to finally get it, though. Looking forward to that one. I think it's a bit more explicit, but we'll see. But this one that I'm very excited to read, it was the only one on the shelf. And part of me I don't know, there's something weird about this one because it's very stiff. It's like it's never been picked up before, and I have never bought a book that was built the way this book is built. And I own quite a few books, but this one is stiff. It's so beyond stiff. So it's just printed on very, very thick like cover and everything, but it's called Shoestring Theory. It's about this dude, right? And I told you guys about this on a different stream, so you might say, this sounds familiar, but it's about this dude, and he marries this other guy, but he basically turns into like some sort of evil dictator, allegedly, so he goes back in time, and he's gotta try and avoid falling in love with him and marrying him so that he doesn't get like something, I think, hold on. He's trying to keep him from like ascending to the throne or whatever. Yeah. So they gotta like not fall in love, something like that. The Goodreads description was a bit more fleshed out than what's on the back of the book, but it sounds really good, basically. I didn't do it justice. It sounds really, really good. So I don't know why it's built this way, though. And it was the only one on the shelf. Hello, Star. Welcome. I had to hecking dig for it. Every time I find one that's the only one on the shelf, I'm like, dang. No one else can have this. I mean, I'm sure they have more in the back, but I'm used to buying a bit more popular books. Yes, it sounds so good. So this one is either this one or Sword Cross that I'm going to read next. I just don't know. I did buy, what else do I got? Yeah, Cersei's kind of lower on the tier list. I do have one called Lilith. I thought it would be cute, kind of like girl bossy. Never got around to reading it yet. I did buy A Study in Drowning. Sorry, I'm standing up. That's why I'm at an angle. But A Study in Drowning, just because I saw TikTok ads for it. But you know what else I saw TikTok ads for? You've Reached Sam. So hopefully it's good. It has a really heckin' pretty cover with like, the edges are sprayed edges, but they're like digitally printed. So they look kind of low resolution, honestly, but they're really cute. It looks really pretty, but I might not have it front facing. You've Reached Sam was front facing, but I read it and hated it so much. So now it's not. And I replaced it with King's Rising because my men can never do me wrong. And I love them. So it fills me with far more joy than staring at You've Reached Sam, even though the cover is hecking beautiful. But I don't want to look at it. I don't want to see it ever again. I'm sick of it. I probably will read When Haru Was Here, just because whenever I get committed. I gotta see it through to the end. I don't think it's a direct sequel or anything like that, but I think it is technically considered part of like some sort of series situation. Maybe not. Yeah, it's literally clickbait. You're right. You're so right about that because it's garbage, guys. It's garbage. I do have They Both Die at the end, which I got a long time ago when I was like, I think I want to get back into reading like 2 years ago. So I picked it up off the shelf and I was like, this looks cute. Bought it, never read it, and now people tell me that it's hecking bad. So that's one of the ones I'm not looking forward to reading. I do have Call Me By Your Name. I never finished it. I feel like it was just too hard to get into as someone who wasn't currently reading. It was a bit too tough for me just because of the way it's written. I feel like it's very important whenever someone's starting to get into reading for the first time to have more of a straightforward book. That way you can get sort of used to it again. Because I really, really enjoy reading, but that one just wasn't it. I feel like if I read it now, though, I will enjoy it. It's just a matter of timing, you know? It really is. So I have that one. I have one called The Inn They Lived. Don't know about that. I think that one's the one that my brother said was actually really cringe, which is kind of funny. But sometimes it's okay to read cringe books. I'm trying to look. That's why I'm like turning my head all the way over here. I have one. I forgot what it's called and I can't see it. But it's like a found footage script sort of vibe where it's written like that and it's a horror one. And I thought that looked really cool. I want to read more horror books because I feel like I might like them. But also horror books are missing the romance. And the romance gives me joy in my life. So without the romance in my books, it kind of hurts. It does kind of hurt quite a bit. So I really like it to be a mix of things. You know, I can't just have straight horror because then I won't have the romance. And that's so important. Yeah, the covers, you can't trust them these days. I feel like it used to be if the covers were really nice, the book was typically really nice because they had a bigger budget. But these days, there's so many cover artists and stuff, and so many covers just look like garbage that you just can't trust them. You really can't. But like Song of Achilles, I did not like the cover for Song of Achilles. It really did not do the book justice. It's very basic, very boring, and it kind of put me off the book a little bit just because it looked like it was gonna be just like a regular, like boring Greek mythology, almost pretentious vibes. But maybe I'm just too much of a hater. But yeah, I didn't care for it at all, so I was skipping it. Now it's one of the books that changed my life. And quite significantly. Oh my goodness, it's so hecking fantastic. I can't even believe it. So 10 out of 10, recommend. I can't recommend that book enough. And the worst part is, guys, I already mentioned this before, but that was my ex's, like one of his favorite hecking books. And he was begging me to read it. He was begging me to read it, but I didn't want to just because it was I thought it looked bad. And now here I am. I love it. It's so good. That's one of the reasons why I took so long to read it too, is just because I looked at it and I was like, kind of like, ew. Like, you know how when a person is just so significantly awful that you just can't fathom enjoying anything that they enjoy? It was sort of those vibes. So I ended up finally reading it, and it's really good. It really is really good. He wasn't wrong. I mean, he's still garbage, but he wasn't wrong. Oh, it's such a good book. I can't even believe it. Guys, no one's joined my Identity V team yet. Every time someone sends in an application and I click yes, it says they've already joined another team. They're really not very committed, but I would like to have some people on my team. That way I can get the rewards. But it's just not working out well for me, guys. Okay, I'm going to run to the bathroom and then I want to do some ranked. While we talk. Gonna hop off now? Yes, yes, yes. Go study, go study. Have fun studying. Where's my BRB? There we go. Okay, I'm gonna run to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Wow. Happy 2025 to you as well. I'll be right back. Wow. I'm back, friends! Yay! Blah, empty suit, no! Oh, do you want to join my team? I'm just looking for active people that will never have any sort of social interaction with me at all because I don't want to have any social interaction. That's why I have my own team instead of someone else's team. But it's proving very difficult to actually find anyone at this point in time. But that's okay. I do live, yay! Let me see. Oh, gasp! Gasp! Gasp, guys! I've been putting the hecking work in. Where's my mouse? Do you see that? Do you? Hold on, let me give you guys volume. Do you guys see that? Do you see that? Do you see that, guys? Do you see that? What is that? What is that? Does that say I'm hecking place 297? Oh, B badge. B badge? I'm gonna get a B badge? I hecking better. I lost a lot of matches last night, though. I won't lie. So I'm kind of impressed that I'm still up at 297. Because I lost a lot. So this is our redemption arc, guys. This is our redemption arc. Before I go to work today, we're going to redeem ourselves. We talked about some fantastic books. Now we're going to have a fantastic redemption. And then, you need to play together? Or can we play together in silence? Ah! Oh, I don't want to play with anyone else. Maybe, hold on. See, I want to get the badge because I want to be cool. I thought that it was just this, and then whatever matches y'all play will be added to this as like a lump sum. I don't think we have to play together, do we? I thought it was just a matter of everyone has to do the thing, but not together. We'll do this while we're queuing. As the fog begins to clear, the group spots a new campsite. The guard carefully checks the area for safety. Gasp. Oh, is everything all right? Gasp again. Just a second, I haven't finished here. I don't quite understand what you mean. Maybe I should ask the others. Oh, there you are, little one. Did you find something? Gasp. The creature, encased in a wooden shell, spins in place, its components nearly dislodged, with tiny glimmers flickering in the crevices. Oh, indeed, those glimmers are its eyes. It often wraps itself in the mutated remains of wasteland creatures, but its camouflage doesn't always work. No matter how many times I observe it, I find it endlessly fascinating. It seems content with its own body, but at times it struggles to decide whether it wants to be a snake or a dog. After all, it lived in isolation for so long. Clearly, it couldn't blend in with either dogs or snakes, so it chose to settle with us instead. Not a bad outcome, if I do say so myself. I genuinely enjoy its company. I love him! I wish he wasn't so hard to play. Not bad. Indeed, it's the sharpest of us all, and that's because it survives by scavenging for shells in the wild. Its tastes are quite diverse, which is a real advantage for us. Unfortunately, this little one is rather prickly, so it's not exactly a pettable creature. Tell us, what have you found this time? Gasp. The creature swiftly darts into the bushes and vanishes, leaving behind only the soft rustling of leaves. Perhaps it's leading us somewhere. I'll go take a look. Bah. Oh, I see. I see what we're meant to be doing. Bah! Completed. Just as I suspected, it has discovered something. Look, this seems promising, just like the artifact we've been searching for. It looks strikingly like a wooden bird. For a moment, I thought our little friend had finally mastered the art of hunting. Gasp. Oh, good doggy. Well done. Leave the hunting to me and the guard. We can handle that. Then it struck me. The object was inanimate. You should see how it doesn't move and has some distinctive features. Yes, it looks intact. It resembles a thick, short flute, but it is shaped like a bird. It's also quite pretty. Why not try blowing into it to see if it still makes a sound? Okay. After brushing off the dust, the flute produced a series of bird chirps in different tones. Thank you for your support. Thank you. Never feel bad for missing streams. Soon after, bird songs of a similar pitch faintly echoed back from the distant woods. Wow, that's extraordinary. How did you manage to create such complex sounds? It seems the birds must be responding to your call. No, I was trying to make those sounds. I think it's just a I wasn't trying. I think it's just a characteristic of this flute. Actually, it has just occurred to me that this is a form of mutual location signaling. However, I can't quite remember the whistle sequence right now. I'm not very musically inclined, especially when it comes to expressing avian language like we're doing here. Maybe the guide could help? Long high note, 3 short notes, long low note. She has an excellent memory down to the smallest details. Perhaps we should jot down the sequence using basic notation. I need to experiment again and fine-tune the flute. Very good, that should do it. We can explore additional sequences later. Fascinating indeed, but what can we use it for? Are we going to converse with those mutated birds about our journey, or maybe attract some new flying companions? No, I doubt it will be that simple. Since we aren't birds, they'll be wary of us if we reveal ourselves. I see how it could be useful. For instance, we could use it to find nearby fresh water sources. Creatures of the waste, I wish that they knew how to use the space bar, like, consistently. Creatures of the wasteland are much like us. Even if parts of their bodies have hardened like wood, they still need hydration and sustenance. To my knowledge, such birds tend to nest in trees near water. Let's set aside food for now. If we can locate a bird sanctuary around here, it might lead us to water. That is a valid point. I can try the flute periodically as we move forward. Yay! Yay! And we got a cute little spray. It's actually hecking ugly, but I can say it's cute. I don't like any of the non-humanoid Violetta skins. I really liked her circus one. That one was hecking pretty. Hey guys, we got apples and we got a match. Yay! Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm ready. Okay, so usually I go for Fool's Gold, but me and Disciple have beef now. So we're gonna block Disciple instead. Because me and her are up, so we do not get along. And I've had a horrible time, basically. So we're gonna not do that from now on. There we go, no Disciple. I hecking hate her. Okay, lock in. Lock in my man. If I lock in first, everyone else has to build their team composition around me. I have a Disciple main. I hecking hate playing against her. It's awful. Look, I got him some soup. Now he can actually eat something. Look at him go. But also team composition, I find that the ones that people are trying to like argue against and they're like, don't do that, that's dumb. That's always when we have like a flawless victory. And so I'm all for, like, if they want to play prisoner and they want to stay Mind's Eye, I'm all for that. Because there's a certain point where it's like, we're gonna do fine. You know, we're gonna be fine. It's just a matter of everyone doing the thing. So if everyone plays a character where they can do the thing, team comp doesn't matter so much. Now, if you want to go for complete optimal, like, composition, maybe don't do, like, 3 decoders. But if you're playing with randoms, you don't get to choose. If you want the completely optimal composition, play with a team. That's my opinion. People shouldn't harass other people to change characters. Everyone should just play their favorites. Of course, if I play my favorite, I do quite like Puppeteer. But I don't think I would ever play Puppeteer. Composer still kind of has my heart. I need to read the book that this skin is based off of. There's a movie and a book, but I'm more of a book person than a movie person. So I was going to pick up the book and read it. It sounds quite interesting. It's about a dude and he's like a serial killer, but it's because he's got some sort of like issue with his brain. And he's like an alcoholic, something like that. So he like turns into a serial killer whenever he's drunk or something. It sounds a little quirky, a little interesting. I kind of want to give it a shot. When you ban Dreamwitch? I feel like Dreamwitch, she's a good character to ban, but also she doesn't get played often enough for me to like consider her as an option for banning. That was fast. That was really fast. In fact, that was a choice. I feel bad for them. It's okay. It's okay. I'll finish the cipher and then we can take a peek. But also there's way better options for saving than me. But for right now, we're just gonna decode. Like the one time Lebaloo isn't banned. And they're doing the thing. Getting those easy early kills. Jeez. I feel like whenever we focus too much on rescuing them, that goes badly. Because people just don't decode. So you've been in the match for like 7 minutes and you still are on 4 ciphers. I do feel like it's very important to focus on decoding more than saving. Especially early game. Oh, don't come this way. Okay, it looks like he's not. Let's go. I do wish if I didn't have the music on that he still made those clicky-clacky, like, keyboard sounds that the other characters make. Because I quite enjoy them. They're quite satisfying to listen to. But I just have silence with the clicky-clacky noises of the little intonation thing. But I do prefer the keyboard noises. I miss them. Yeah, I think so far Disciple and Fool's Gold are the only hunters where I'm like absolutely not when it comes to playing against them. Ithaca too, Night Watch, I love him, but not playing against a really good one. I want to learn how to play him better, but like the swapping and stuff freaks me out. It's too complicated. If Gardner gets caught again, I'm gonna freak out. Don't you dare, Gardner. Focus on decoding. I am. Is anyone else? I think they're all over there. Oh, Gardner again. I've only been like matched against Dreamwitch, I want to say like twice. Okay, let's skedaddle because she's just gonna die and he knows it. And he definitely did see me. But also, I'm like a pretty low priority target even though I am a decoder just because everyone else is hurt. Oh ha ha, what's that? Could that be a dungeon? Where are we at? Abandoned statue. Okay, cool. Brand new Pharaoh skin. Oh, but didn't she just get one? She just got the Persona collab one. Doesn't that count? Maybe it doesn't. I don't like Persona. I've never played it, so who am I to shill a Persona skin? But it's pretty cute. And she's got one on the new like gacha too, but it's just like a little free color sort of situation. Oh, speaking of gacha, I don't think I'm gonna get my man. I think Frederick's skin is out of reach for me. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, don't, you know what? I can just take the dungeon. I mean, I'm gonna be nice and rescue them after I finish this. But when it comes down to it, I can take the dungeon. See, this is what I mean. I just keep getting hecking losses. Over and over and over. Maybe I should be priming something. No, because she's gonna get downed. Oh, wait, but it is Hullabaloo. Wait, but doesn't he not have a cooldown? Wait, doesn't that mean he can just terror shock me? Okay. There you go. I did it fairly well. I hope that you guys can not die. Oh, here. Here, and then you're gonna go save. Okay, go save. I'm gonna go to not that cipher over there. I know it's almost done. I do know that. But this one over here isn't in the middle of a hecking war. He better save her, because I'm not running myself all the way back there. Thank goodness. Oh, this one's pretty high up too, isn't it? Okay. Let's see if we can prime it. Oh. There's a certain point where we might just have to draw. Okay. It's primed. Oh, he died. We do have to draw. Okay, it's primed. Do you want me to, are you at a gate or, okay. We're going to this one, okay. Okay, cool, draw, nice. Did he just teleport? It looks like I heard the noise. Ah! I was gonna say I can dungeon, but I don't think she's able to open, so let's try opening this one. Detention, but what does detention? Oh, I guess you still have to do the 3, don't you? What? Playing without borrowed time? Okay. We've got this. We've got this. I'm not saving her. That's just not gonna happen. And besides, I think she's toast anyways. I can't even get over there in time. I'm gonna die. Let's just go. I'm a mean person, maybe. But there's not a chance that I can make it over there, pull off the rescue, and then be able to get out myself. And so sometimes you just have to accept a loss. And that's okay. That's a-okay. Did I abandon her to her fate? A little bit. Did I still lose 17 points? I did. But I gained some points for my little ranking. So that's good. That's good. And I got these things for the Wasteland treasure hunt. I think we'll at least be able to get the dog for being solo, but I don't think we'll be able to get the rest. Honestly, at this point, I might just go join a different team. Because it's not working for me. We do still have some wasteland exploration, don't we? Yeah. Oh, beautiful. There's 200 more apples. Let's go grab the last one. This did bug out for me a couple times where I like didn't show the arrow. Very confusing, very irritating. Beautiful. Okay, we got the things. We got the things that we need. Look at us go. We got this. The antiquarian. Oh, it's so pretty. I mean, I do feel like she gets so many skins, but she is very pretty, so I can't hate. I really can't. I just need like 1 or 2 wins to basically secure myself. And see, like that skin's so pretty. This is hecking ugly. That's hecking ugly. This one is so pretty. That's hecking ugly. Yeah, I like her to look a bit more human. All of the ones with like the mask and stuff, this one's a little creepy, but I don't hate it. Oh, and look, she takes the mask off. That's pretty. See, any of the ones where she isn't hecking ugly are pretty. But I don't care for playing her. I played her on her character day just to get it over with, and still not a fan. Still not a fan. I don't even think, isn't Carrion still in the store? Oh, she is. She's in there for a long time. This one, and like they only have 5 days, don't they? She's so pretty, isn't she? Oh my goodness. And her name is Alice. I should play her. Now I can play the 2 characters with no skins in the whole game. But I don't know if I would like her. Hermit. He looks pretty cool. Oh, look at him. Oh my goodness, he's beautiful. I don't know. Is he a good hunter to play? I feel like I always lose against him. Look at him. Oh my goodness. That's a very nice looking man. Oh my goodness. I think that I need this man. I definitely need this man. Oh my goodness. Oh, is he a good hunter to play? I always die against him. But I'm also not very good at countering a lot of the hunter's abilities. I mostly just rely on being able to kite them. But look at him. Look at him. Look at how beautiful he is. I love him. Gives an intro animation. That's crazy. And do people play Hermit? Like a lot? Do I have anything to get rid of? General costume. We don't need that. What? Get out of here. I don't even have a trial card, so I just have to save up for him. Oh, my life is nothing but saving up and saving up, isn't it? Saving up for all sorts of things, like my payment plans, guys. Oh. You don't play him? Okay, so basically get him. Okay, cool. I'll get him. He'll be next. He'll be next. Since I don't really want any other survivors, there's one survivor that has my heart, obviously. It's Mr. Composer Man. I hecking love Mr. Composer Man. He's everything to me. He definitely, I feel like he would make a good hunter. But look at him. I don't think they would ever give him a hunter, though, because they clearly hate him. And look at his only other skin. Look at his worn skin. Look at haughty yellow, so he can be haughty in yellow. Or delicate green, so he can be delicate in green. And pioneer research, which I'll never be able to get, because they want my whole life savings for a tiny sliver of a chance. Not gonna happen. And then royal blue. I don't have royal blue. I should have pulled more for it, but I didn't. So, locked forever. And I quite like the black hair on him. It's very cute. But yes, this one's cute. I wish he still had his earrings, though. I understand why he doesn't. And, oh, I can also give him the expert detective instead of his baton. But, oh, Oh wait, this is the other one, isn't it? Look, I spent $1 on these because I got one of the like lobby things that was like 300 of these, and it was way more than what I needed in order to buy his skin. So I should probably buy that just to have as like a collection sort of situation. Like, I already have the baton, but might as well. That can be next on my list of things to buy with the fragments. Oh man. Last night was rough for queuing though. It was literally like 10-minute long queues just to get in there and die in 2 seconds. I hate how long it is. So, Hunter, I thought about getting Ithaca next, but Hermit is just... He's beautiful. He's a beautiful man. He really is. I really hecking want him now. See, I was gonna get him because he's also a beautiful man, but I think this one's even more beautiful. And now I really want the skin, but why is this so expensive? It's his deduction star. Does that mean that it'll never come back? I mean, I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need anything. You're gonna... Oh! Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. Fool's Gold and me are enemies. We're ops. Absolutely not. I'm not the worst ever at kiting him, but I would rather just not. I would rather just not. Yeah, I only get the attractive characters, as you can probably tell. I mean, he was free, so he doesn't count. And he's okay on some of his skins, but his, like, black eye kind of freaks me out a little bit. Doctor's cute, and she's gonna be even more cuter with her optimization. Lawyer's hecking ugly, but he was free. Thief is hecking ugly, but he was free. She was free, but she's still cute. And then the rest are all beautiful, except for Lucky Guy, but he was free. Puppeteer is so hecking beautiful, but he's too hard. He only has a 1-star difficulty rating, but that's not true. I have the worst time playing him. I really do. Maybe I should practice on him more because I do really like him. I do really, really like him, but he is, the only ones I saw was Explorer, I saw Doctor, and I saw Mind's Eye. So any other ones I haven't seen yet? Oh, I'll have to look into it. I do really love that they're optimizing them. I love that so much. Because these new ones compared to the old ones, they just don't hold up. Like, if you look at hecking this guy versus hecking this guy, the quality difference is insanity. It's insane. They just look so much better. So, see, 8 minutes, 8 minutes. We're in an 8-minute long queue, and we're just gonna get in there and lose in 2 seconds. And see, I'm down to 302. And that's okay, though, because we lost 17. And whenever we win, we get, like, 73. I do feel like since I escaped, I should not have lost points. But hey. It is what it is, I suppose. I suppose it wasn't a victory. Look, my win rate's 45%. Ah, almost 50%. Oh, wait. I forgot that you need to be... There you go. No! How do I change it? Ah, there we go, there we go, there we go. Now I have Mr. Man. Very cutesy. Oh, hello, Pineapple Corgi. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Slightly different from what the title of the stream is because we already talked about every single book I've read. So, it's ranked time. It's always ranked time. Every stream turns into ranked time at some point. Yes, I'm so close. I'm so excited, guys. I just need 1 more star. I am so incredibly close. And we did gain. We got the gains, guys. So, for the last match, we went up like, what, 5? So we're really, really close. From the skin, jeez, you're almost there. I just got his, like, what is it, the frame? So I'm not quite there yet, but we'll get there. Oh, wow, it looks like everyone else has beef with Disciple as well. I was gonna say, watch opera singer get banned. Mercenary and seer. Composer locked in. Got my man. Haha, they spent money on a room. I'm poor. I didn't spend money on a room. Disciple slander's wild. She's so bad to play against. She just kills everyone in 2 seconds. Why? Why can't she just stop them in their tracks? I can't even run. She's impossible to get away from. Usually I'll block whoever that they have as their profile picture though. Too. I wasn't really paying attention this time, but I feel like if someone's profile picture is one of the hunters, they're probably going to be really good at that hunter. So I always just choose to ban that one. You wish I had long hair? Like that? I pushed your hair on in order to match the thumbnail, but I do have long hair. Ooh, ah, cute. Very cute, very flowy, very pretty. I like the way it bounces whenever I bounce my head. Bwah, 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 bwah. I recently cut my hair in real life, so the other one matches a little bit better. But that's okay because I don't have to match. Okay guys, let's go in here. Start our decoding. Oh my goodness, I hate my life. Guys, there's no pallets, there's no nothing. I'm toasty toast. Wait, maybe not. Oh, I still got hit. That's okay, it gives me a speed boost. Enchantress, you're better at this than I am. You're far more qualified. Oh, I forgot that he can do that. My bad. That's okay. I did my best. Sir, let go of me. Oh, he's beautiful. Look at him. He's a bit more basic though. Yeah, I have trouble winning against him. Maybe I should play him. Oh, geez, Mr. Postman. He's not gonna make it. Not a chance. Oh, man. See, we waited 10 minutes and this is what we get. I hate this. I hate this. Why? Oh, my goodness. And he's invisible now. He's invisible. Hecking patient just jumped over the wall. Thank you. And away I run. Hopefully he decides that Postman is who he wants to go after and not me. But also, I've been chaired. Oh, he's still hecking chasing me. That's okay. Why am I in an area with no pallets? I have no options. My only option is just run. And that's not going well for me. I hope. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. Is this am I toast? Am I done? Am I cooked? Is this it? Oh! 10 minutes and that's what we get. Didn't even kite a single cipher. I was in the worst possible area. It's fine. 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 Oh, I'm never actually gonna get to Mammoth, am I? Okay, guys, so that didn't work quite the way I was hoping it would. But hey, sometimes in life, things don't go as planned, and that's okay. That's okay. We can always just try again. Look, it says 3 minutes and... Oh, oopsie. No. 3 minutes and 53 seconds. That's a lie. That is a dirty, filthy lie. Oh, man. Okay, so maybe we should play Ripper instead. Isn't he one of the cheaper ones, too? I mean, I have this really, really ugly skin on him. And he's definitely one of the ones that needs optimization. See, like, that's not... Those are... Why are there so many tentacles in every color? Okay, that's ugly. That's... Oh my goodness, so there's nothing that actually looks decent available for him. currently. I mean, that's kind of cool, but I don't know. I'm not sold. I still like Hermit more, I think. Yeah. Who's this guy? He looks kind of cool. Wu-Chang. I don't know about that one. I'm not sold, I don't think. Oh. Oh, this one's cute. Yeah, these queue times are literally going to be the death of me. They are so bad. I usually, whenever I'm offline, this is probably why I've managed to read 3 books in a week, but whenever I'm not streaming, I will have my book. And during the queues, I read my book. And then I just like go back and forth like that. I also, I am going to have a lot of book time today because I need to start processing my video as soon as the stream's over. I played a game called Carrion because of the whole My Side debacle. If y'all weren't here, I have been playing My Side. It's performing surprisingly well on the channel and I'm really enjoying it, but they did a Christmas update that's not toggleable. So everything is hecking. Oh yeah, everyone is teamed up. No way, I didn't even think about that. No wonder, jeez. None of the Christmas stuff is toggleable, so I'm basically locked out of recording the game until it's over. It said it's gonna be over on the 7th, so we've still got a little bit of time before I can go back to My Side. So I wanna get Carrion up for members today, but I also wanna record another video today. It's this little itch.io game. It's supposed to be about 45 minutes long. It's called Descending. I saw a PC Gamer article about it yesterday, and I was like, oh, might give it a try. I thought it was recent, but apparently the article was written in August 2024. It was just randomly being recommended to me, but you know, might as well. I'm really starting to enjoy playing these games again. For the longest time, I just wasn't really a gamer, but I'm starting to get more into it. Yay! But like I said at the beginning of the stream, I do think I'm going to cut back on live streams just because they are taking up so much of my free time. As some of you may know, I did, not recently so much anymore, but about a month or 2 back, I did get a different job, and this new job is a lot more demanding. It's a lot more demanding, and I go to work earlier, so I don't really have the same like time in the morning that I used to have. So if I stream on a day, it turns into like just me streaming and then instantly going back to work. So I'm thinking that I still want to do at least one a week as like basically what we did today, where we just chat, have ourselves a little time, maybe defeat, who could have guessed, maybe play some Identity V, and then maybe like a second Identity V stream a week. But I don't want to keep up with the whole like 3 to 4 streams a week pace, because when it comes down to it, I'm really enjoying these videos a lot more than I thought I would. And it's nice because it lets me work on things on my own time too. So expect more videos and less streams, especially since I'm starting school again, guys. Yay, winter break is over. So, and just know that, at least I want to say, give it like a month or 2 for me to see how everything works out. So don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed if you see the streams getting cut back quite a bit, because we're going to make more videos. Yay. I think for next week's stream, though, I will actually make my little PowerPoint presentation about the books I want to talk about. Since we kind of did go through every book that I read in 2024, maybe I'll make like an official tier list. Maybe I won't. But we'll have something a bit more cohesive. That way you guys can have some visuals going. Some visuals cooking. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Having a job is very nice because then you get paid. I like getting paid quite a bit, and it's really nice. And my boss got me Bath and Body Works for Christmas. So get a job with a good boss, a boss who's really nice and who you like and get along with. But also, I feel like one of the most important things for getting a job is try to be the personality hire. Like, a lot of people get passed up on promotions and stuff just because even though they do a really good job, they're really like toxic to be around. So make sure you're kind and friendly, and then you'll do great. Because whenever at the jobs I've worked at before, every time they've hired and stuff, they always hire based off of who's like nice and a decent human more than like experience and whatnot. So I feel like the most important thing whenever you're job hunting is to be a good person. But maybe I'm just like working with selective bosses. But yeah, I feel like people underestimate the power of just being an approachable, decent person. That way, they can get all the jobs. But getting a job is really hard, so I wish you a lot of luck. At least in America. It's like super hecking hard right now. Yeah, it's so nice to work at such a friendly, like, sort of, it feels like a little community. I'm very good friends with all of my coworkers. So, I very much enjoy going to work, hanging out with them. There's a couple that I don't care for so much, but that's okay. That's okay. Everyone that I, like, don't care for so much, we're still friends. We're just, like, not the closest of friends. But we're still okay with each other. There's no one that I've worked with that I can say, like, oh, I hecking hate this person, because that would be really mean. But now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever worked a job where I was like, I absolutely hate this person. I get along with pretty much everyone, to a certain extent. But someday there might come a day. I don't think it'll happen at this job, though, because my manager is very selective with who she hires. So I don't think we'll have any issues with some toxic people coming in. Pick up, oh, yummy. Oh, I love tea. I got some samples in my Harney & Sons Christmas order, actually. They sent me Royal English Breakfast Organic, as well as, is that what it is? I think so. Maybe it's not Royal. Maybe, oh no, Organic English Breakfast. So not quite Royal, but almost there. And then they also sent me chamomile. I hate chamomile, but it's fine. It's fine. I've never had any breakfast teas either, like English breakfast. It's just sort of a plain black tea. So we'll try it. We'll try it, see how it is. I'm not sold yet, though. But it doesn't hurt to try. Mango green tea. Oh, I love the fruit green teas. I don't love the not fruit green teas, I've learned. Just because you like fruit green tea, it doesn't mean that you like green tea. There's a significant difference between fruity green teas and not fruity green teas. I have learned in the past couple weeks. The difference is very, very, very severe. And I learned an important life lesson. Oh, hello, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I don't like not fruity green teas at all. So bad. So disgusting. Oh my goodness. Tastes like a leaf. When I was a kid, it is Identity V. We're just finishing up with some ranked since we talked about pretty much every book in existence. But when I was a kid, I liked to pretend I was a giraffe. And so I would swing on the swing set at my school, and it was facing these trees, right? So I would swing up so high that I could touch the leaves, and then I would reach out with my mouth and bite the leaves off of the tree because I was swinging so high. It wasn't very well placed swing set now that I think about it, because your face did like hit the leaves, but I would bite them as I swung up there. I didn't eat them, I would just spit them out, but I would pretend I was a giraffe and like bite the leaves off of the tree as I was swinging up to it, and that's what the tea tasted like, pretty much. Not good. Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. I quite liked the swing set at my school. It was my favorite thing to do at recess with my best friend, and we would write these songs, and we would just scream them on the swing set. I hope that I don't think my teachers were quite appreciative of it, but there's a certain point where it's like little kids are gonna be little kids. Goatman. Goatman doesn't get picked very often in my experience, but I suck against him, so fair enough. Oh, they have a different butler. Cute. I'm gonna have my soup. Where's my soup? There's my soup. Let's eat up my soup. Oh, I'm so happy he has his soup now. Improves the quality of my life, truly. Oh, there a bee on it. Oh, he's got a long neck. On Embalmer. Embalmer is so cute, but for me personally, I feel like he doesn't give very much, you know? Like, yeah, he can revive himself, so maybe I should play him more, but also, Composer's my man. He's my man. I love him as a person. And I feel like that's it. That's part of why he's my favorite, because him as a person, like his lore, oh, I love him. He's my favorite. So I can't cheat on him because it's not just aesthetics. He's everything to me. But not in like a waifuism way. I promise, guys. I'm capable of having relations with real people. Oh man, they must be super hecking good because Puppeteer's hard. No cipher up here? Oh. What? Ah! Oh, why me? Oh, I really thought I could dodge that. Guys, I'm gonna die, like, super fast. How hecking embarrassing is that? I'm not gonna get terror struck. Watch. No terror shock. Boom. Fast. I'm so fast! Ah! Oh! It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I lasted long enough to not have an I'm sorry prompt. And they started like a month ago. Jeez. Jeez. Maybe I should play Puppeteer just to try it. Because, you know, it's possible to be good at him. A lot of the time I'm like, oh, they're just so hard, I'm not even gonna try. I can try. I can be good at him. I'm sure I can find a way. Look, they're almost done with some of the ciphers. They almost are. Oh, she's so cute. I love the figurine I got of her. That deduction, interference, truth or interference, whatever, not deduction. That's the other thing. It's so beautiful, and it's like fluffy. It has like flocking on it. He definitely could have pulled it off. It's just gorgeous, and I'm obsessed with it. I'm so happy I got it. Still a little disappointed about the lack of Naiad, but hey. You get what you get, kind of. Okay, I think I'm at the edge of the map. I was running that way because I was like, it looks, promising. But no. No. I ended up in a bad spot. And now I want to try Puppeteer. I should have queued as Puppeteer instead, because you know I'm dead again. Why do they always chase me first, and why do I always spawn somewhere that's hecking impossible to kite in? It's okay. I'm unskilled today. Jeez. Maybe I've just finally hit my cap, because I haven't really had any issues until I got up to this rank. So maybe I finally hit where I truly belong. But that is about all we have time for today. It is almost 1 o'clock. So remember, there is a stream tomorrow. We're going to be playing Fortnite. I'm getting back into Fortnite a little bit. I kind of fell out of it, but I've been playing it pretty consistently lately, and it's not terrible. It's pretty fun. And then next week's streams are going to be significantly reduced, which means probably just like 1 or 2. And it's just going to be like a book club stream, basically. We're just going to chill and hang out. Nothing too over the top, nothing too crazy, because I want to focus more on making videos instead, and also staying on top of my school and work. Yay! But guys, thank you so much for your support, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys again live tomorrow, but if you're a member, keep an eye out for a video. Oh wait, speaking of member, it's January, which means that I can actually give out some free memberships. So before we go, let's gift some of those. That way, even more people can see this game. I mean, it's kind of a goofy game. It's not like the best game ever. It was on the front page of it, so I was like, might as well try it out, you know, since we can't play, my side. So, it's not gonna be, like, by any means the bestest video ever, but it's still a video that I recorded. So, if you remember, you'll get it today. Otherwise, it'll be, like, 24-hour early access. So, look forward to that! But yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's not the best ever, I will say. But hey, it's still pretty okay. Pretty average, in fact. So look forward to that, and then also look forward to some more videos coming up soon. But I will see you guys live again tomorrow. So thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.